Welcome back. As a part of this video, we'll understand the data types through hands-on. Let's get started. I have logged into Ubuntu. If you have not installed Ubuntu, please install Ubuntu. And within that, please install MySQL. One of the very important aspect what I want to mention before I move forward is whenever you are working in a MySQL, you have couple of options. One is by using a interfaces like Toad to work with them, or you can work directly on the terminal. Whenever you are working in a terminal, either you can start typing the code on the terminal, or you can open a text pad and start typing your code in the text pad. Once you are done typing, you can copy and paste this code to the terminal. So I have already typed all my code to show you the examples so that I will not waste time in typing. Let's get started. In the previous hands-on video, we created the table without paying much attention. What do I mean when I say that? Means when we created a table earlier, we just created a table by providing the name of the table and a couple of column names. Now let us create a table by understanding the different aspects of data types. If you see here, I am creating a table named student details, and my table has different attributes like roll number, name, date of birth, course type. And if you pay attention now, what am I doing here is I am declaring or defining this roll number attribute as a int. This is what we discussed as a part of conceptual class. And name I'm defining as a char 20. Date of birth as date. Course type as varchar. So along with defining the column names, we are indicating what should be the data type of this particular column. So while creating the table, depending upon what kind of data you are planning to insert into a table, you have to define the data type also along with the column names. Please remember this. Let us go ahead and create this table. As you know, before I create this table, I got to select the database in which I am creating these tables. Let me go ahead and yes, I'm here. Let me see what are the tables here. I have only one table. Let me go ahead and create a table. As I said, I have already written a code. I'm just copying and pasting it. In your case, you have to open a text pad, type in this code, copy and paste it here. Let me paste here. There you go. Let me show the tables now and see. There you go. We have students underscore details table. Let me describe this table. I can describe this by describe keyword and say student details. There you go. If you describe a table, we'll get to know what is the schema of the table along with the data types. Structure includes the data types like field name, which is nothing but a column name, is of int type. Name, which is a one more column name, is of char type. If date of birth is of date type. Course type is of varchar type. You understood how do you create a table by defining the appropriate data types. Let me insert couple of rows into this. You already know how to insert. Let me insert all of them together. So I inserted some 3 rows. Let me select all the records from this particular table. Details. There you go. We have inserted 3 records. If you properly observe, all the values what we have inserted is according to the data type what we have specified while creating the table. For example, roll number, we provided the data type as int. So this particular column only allows us to insert int values. Then comes name. Name we have defined as a char. It will allow us to insert a name up to 20 characters. Then date of birth, the data type here is date. It will allow us to insert only the date here. And then course type, which is of a varchar. So let us observe all these things here. See, roll number, our data type is int. It is allowing only int. And name, we have defined it as a character, char. It is allowing us to insert the strings. And date of birth column is allowing us to insert the date. And course type is a varchar. So let us try to insert some other values into this and see what is happening. So ideally, we are defining the data type so that only values of that particular data type should be inserted into the columns. If we vary, let us say here int, let us bring in something else. Okay, instead of this, I will go ahead and say Angelina Jolie, or rather whichever the heroine you like. It is just for example. Don't dream about heroine now. Let me try to insert this. No, it says incorrect integer value Angelina because we have defined this particular column as int. Whenever we define a column value as an int, it will not allow us to insert a value of string or a char. Let us look at one more example. Let us say, let us make it this particular data type as a proper. Then instead of Chetan, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4. Will it allow us to insert? Let us see this. Let me go ahead and try to insert it. Yes, it is allowing us to insert. What is happening here? I define this particular column as a char, yet it is allowing me to insert the numbers. Remember one thing, even numbers can be characters, right? That is the reason in this case it is allowing us to insert even the numbers as characters. Okay, let us see this table now. Select star from students. There you go, right? Let us see the last example. If I go ahead and provide instead of this, I will say at the rate. I'll say 5 here. Means I am trying to insert some special character here, isn't it? Let me execute this and see what happens here. Now, it is not allowing us to insert. Basically, column where you have defined as a char is allowing you to insert the numbers, but when you try to insert the special character, it is not allowing you to insert it. How do we fix that? In case if you want to insert a special character into one of the column, then define that as a varchar. Let us see if varchar column will allow us to insert the special character or not. What I will do here is I'll say 5 and I will say here Angelina was not inserted earlier. I'll say Angelina and then here I will say tell at the rate. Ideally, you should allow us to insert because we have defined the data type as a varchar. Let me go ahead and execute this. There you go. It allowed us to insert the special character into a column where we had defined that column as a varchar. Wonderful. You created the table consciously by defining the right data types. Keep this thing in mind when you are creating the table. Thank you.